Hello, welcome back to the Vintage Dreamer, a knitting podcast, and this is episode number 4. And you can find all of my information at thevintagedreamer.com, including my Instagram, where I do most of my social media pictures and posts and things and updates. So, how has your summer been going? I hope it's been going well. I was supposed to do an episode last month. That didn't happen, as of course you know. Summer came really quickly before I could finish my spring projects, so I ended up hibernating my spring gnome and my spring banner because 1, summer came before I finished it, and 2, it was just stressing me out. I just wasn't having a lot of joy knitting it, and knitting's supposed to be fun. So the moment a project is weighing me down, I either finish it really quickly or I put it away until I'm excited about it again. So yeah. So welcome, and I'm excited to get started to show you what I've been working on. So if I miss anything, any information about my finished objects or my work in progress, whatever, I'll make sure to link everything down below or put it on the screen. So first off is finished objects, which I am wearing. It's my Material Girl sweater. Woolen Women Fibers did a knit along and I joined in. The yarn I'm using is by Dyeworks Studios and it's in her Birthstone Turquoise December collection and I am in love with it. This is her fingering weight. Isn't it so nice? Now the pattern is Material Girl, and for the sleeves, I had to adjust it. Apparently my sleeves, my arms don't taper, so I had to get rid of the decreases and I just went straight across. And I just decreased at the elbow to kind of taper it there. And as you can see, it's pretty snug along my arm, but I like it. So I did 3/4 sleeves. Well, maybe a little shorter. I guess 3/4 would be to here. But the only problem is when you lift your arms, and I won't do it anymore, you can see stomach, and I'm not a fan of showing off my stomach, but I thought it turned out really good. And I did do I forget what you call it, but I did the short rows to make it angle back, and I missed one of the short rows, but you can't really tell. It still looks really good. So I'm glad I did that because it makes it feel a little more longer. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. What do you think? I think you should make a Material Girl sweater. It was pretty easy. It was the first time I cast on sleeves. Well, of course, because it's my first sweater. Duh. But yeah, so there it is. Okay, so let's see if I got all the information. It's the Material Girl sweater, fingering version by Shaina Bilow. I went down a needle size than the pattern says because I knit a little loosely. I did 3.25 millimeter for the body and for the neckline and for the sleeves. And then for the ribbing on the sleeves and the bottom, I went down a size to 3 millimeter. For the bottom hem ribbing, I originally did it with a bigger size needle and it just pooched too much. So I ripped it all out. That was terrifying, but I did it. And then I reknit it with a smaller needle and it falls flat, more flat, and it's not as poochy, and I think it'll be really nice, especially after I block it. I think it'll smooth out a little more, and I think, because the sweater's a little shorter than I would like, but I did that on purpose because I'm thinking because it's super wash, when I block it, it'll stretch out a little. Maybe. If it doesn't though, it's riding that line where I can still wear it because it's not so short. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, so I'm really happy with it. It's my first official sweater that I've finished. I have 2 other sweaters I need to finish. One I'm going to show you later. It's just missing one of the sleeve. And then the other one is my Soldotna crop, and I've just got to knit, and I'm not really in the mood for it. And it's cotton yarn, so it has a weird feel. If you're going to do a sweater, don't make your first sweater out of cotton yarn. It'll make you crazy. It dries your hands out. I don't know, you might like it. Try it if you want to, but I wish I didn't try it. I wish I'd done a sweater like this. But yeah, so, okay, let's see what's next. Okay, here's my other finished object. It is my Not Just Another Gnome by Imagine Landscapes. Now this was my mystery gnome and he turned out so cute. The yarn is by Black Sheep Dyeworks. She did these little kits on her Etsy shop. Look at the little tassel. I had a fun time doing a photo shoot. I'll put some of the photos up here as I'm talking. But it had the cable. Now normally I don't like cables because on gnomes because you have to do a lot of purling in the round, which I'm not a fan of. So this was sort of a struggle for me to get through, but it was so cute that that helped push me along, plus the peer pressure of everyone else doing theirs, but I was behind a little. But I made it in time to put my entry in. I didn't win anything, but that's okay. It was fun to just go along. So yeah, I have done all of her mystery knit-alongs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. Turned out so cute. Okay. These are my Lincoln Avenue socks that I finally finished. I showed them in one of my previous podcasts, and the pattern is by Simply Serving, who does charms that I love. And the yarn is Knit Picks, and I'll put it on the screen what it is because I cannot remember off the top of my head. Usually with these podcasts, I mean, I've only done 3 so far, but I'm usually really organized, and this time around I am just not very organized. I love this yarn. It's really soft, so I recommend this yarn. And the pattern's really easy too. And I followed the pattern exactly how she said to do it. Okay, let's talk about the Rainbow Sock Chronicles. I have my beautiful bag by So Sweet Violet and my pin. Isn't it so pretty? I look at this bag and it makes me so happy. And I love that I know this is my Rainbow Sock Chronicles. I never have to guess which bag it's in. So for the Rainbow Sock Chronicles, I won something from Jooles of So Sweet Violet. I got to pick out 4 of her knitting patterns. Isn't that really neat? So I picked out the Brambleberry Socks. I'll put a picture right here. Aren't they beautiful? I really like them. And then the Flossy Socks. I'll put a picture there too. And then the Hibernation Socks. Those were the socks I picked. And then I did pick the little rabbit bag because the moment I saw it, I knew my daughter would love it. So first I'll show you what I'm working on, and then I'll show you the finished objects that I have for the months that I didn't podcast. Okay, so this is the sock I'm working on now. It's kind of hard to tell the cables. See, I wrote down the pattern. Okay, the pattern is the Togetherness Socks by Little Home Designs, and the yarn is Black Sheep Dyeworks in the colorway Deep Sea Tonal. Now, the end of the month is coming quick, so I have to do some speedy knitting. Very speedy knitting because I'm really behind. Yeah, so I really like those. Okay, and then the ones that I finished while I wasn't podcasting. Okay, so first we have May, which is green. I believe I talked about these, but I didn't start it yet, even though it was May. But look at that rainbow, bright, limey green. Now this pattern is Rye Light by Tin Can Knits, and the yarn is by Ruby and Roses in her soft rose base. Now this yarn was a little frustrating. When it came, it was very perfumed, so I ended up having to stick it outside to air it out. And I don't just mean perfumed, I mean heavily, heavily perfumed. Some people might like that. I didn't prefer it, and I didn't like having to hang my yarn out and then blocking it, and the smell for the most part is gone. It's just very faint now, but not enough to care because it's going on my feet. But I really enjoyed the pattern. I don't normally like the pearl on the outside, but it added a really cool texture. So that's my May. And then my June is next. And this is one of my favorite colorways. It is Eel, let's see, make sure I get this right. It's by Holly Press Fibers, and the colorway is Eel Infested Waters. And it's based off of the movie Princess Bride. But look at this pattern. Look at this cable. Isn't that pretty? The pattern is a little Hocus Pocus socks by The Handmade Life. And look at the cable. Oops. So I'm really happy with these. Okay, so the next color for August is Lilac and Lavender. And I don't have that colorway yet. I want to go to my local yarn shop and see if they have it. If not, I'll probably start looking on Etsy. Because the month after that is purple, which I have a purple. I don't have it here to show you, but it's a deep purple. So I need to find a very soft, I think I like the lilac better than the lavender. So I'm thinking of looking for lilac, but I think either one will go well with the purple I have. Do you want to see all of my socks together in rainbow? Ready? Are you ready for it? Here we go. Don't those look great together? They are so pretty. I am so excited. When I get tired of doing socks, I think of the end result. How beautiful it's going to be to have these rainbow colors. But they look so good together. Look at, can you believe halfway done so far? I can't believe it. Ah, so pretty. We interrupt this programming for a shameless plug. Hey, welcome to my little art studio. This is where I do my watercolors and painting my charms. And I thought I would give you a little update on my Etsy shop that's coming up very soon. I hope to get it put up in about a week. Well, depending on when this airs, I'm not sure how long that will be for you, but all the updates will be on my Instagram. So what do you think of this background for podcasting? I haven't really thought about doing it in my art studio, but what do you think? Do you like it by my sewing machine, or do you like it in my art studio? What are your thoughts? I was worried that my art studio just might have too much going on in the background, but I could clean it up a little. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. Okay, let's get started. So the two things that I'm going to be selling the most of this round are my mushrooms. Here's a couple examples. My little toadstools. I don't know if you can see the gills underneath. And then the next thing, I made these little robin's egg bird nests. This isn't carving. This is made with wire and beads, glass beads, actually gemstones, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll write it down there with a little bird. It's just not wanting to focus. But that was a lot of fun to make. These would make really pretty necklaces. I've been thinking about that. And then I have some one-offs, and what those are things that I've tried and I thought, oh, those are kind of cute. I wonder if they'll sell. So I'm going to put them up. It's just one of each and see if they sell. And if they sell, then I might make more of them, depending on people's reactions. And they're a little goofy, which is, I guess, what makes them fun. But a pickle. I mean, who doesn't love a pickle? Okay, I don't really care for the taste of pickles, but they're fun to look at. Would you put a pickle? Would you put a pickle on your knitting? No. And then a handlebar mustache. I don't know if you can see, but I have this duct tape, mustache duct tape, and that was the inspiration. Kind of reminds me of like a barbershop quartet. I wonder what if I carved like a barbershop pole and sold them together, what that would be like. I don't know. And then I have a couple of gnomes that I'm selling. And they were supposed to look the same. And as you can see, one is short and fat, and one is tall and skinny. but they're very cute. I was trying to get all my gnomes to be somewhat consistent, and it's not looking that that's going to happen. I don't know, maybe the more I carve tiny little gnomes, the better I'll get at making them look the same, but at the same time, it's kind of fun to have unique ones. So no two are alike, I guess is the saying you'd say. And then I'm not selling this, I need this as a prototype so I can make more of them, but I have this really cute hedgehog. And I think the next time I carve him, I'll carve him with a smaller snout. It's a little too long. I think shorter would be cuter, but I got to do wood burning. That was a lot of fun. So his nose is wood burned and his eyes are wood burned and the hairs back there are wood burned with a little bit of paint. And it's really neat because it smells like campfire. It has a really cool smell. Yeah. And then I was considering pumpkins, making some more pumpkins. Fall is coming very quickly. People are already posting their stuff and it takes a while to make this stuff. So I don't know if I'll be able to make enough in time for Halloween and harvest, but I'm gonna try. And I have a Frankenstein in the works, but I'm not gonna show you him yet. So that's pretty much everything. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of digging this area for filming. The only problem is it's at the end of the kitchen, so the refrigerator makes this horrible sound. So I can't have the AC on and I can't have the refrigerator. In fact, I don't know if you can hear it going now. It's not as loud as it has been. Or maybe that's the AC. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, well, I'll let you get back to the podcast and see you later. Bye. Have a ton of whips, so let's get started. Okay, so my Material Girl sweater number 2. And this is the DK version. Kind of looks very similar, and that's because it is. So I'm doing, from Dyeworks Studios, I'm doing her turquoise base in her slub base in the colorway turquoise for her Birthstone collection, which is what this sweater is, which is why it looks familiar. But I'm mixing it with Cayman Islands mohair. It has some green in it. I don't know if you can see limey greens, but isn't that beautiful? So held together, these two held together makes this. Now I'm doing it, I believe I'm doing it in a smaller size than I did this one, so hopefully it fits. We'll see. But now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Knit and Escape. Knit and Escape, Diane from Dyeworks Studios recommended these two yarns together, and I thought it would, I agreed that it looked like it would be amazing. And so far I like it. I'm not a huge fan of slub, but I'm liking how the slub goes with the mohair. I think it adds to it. So I'm hoping this will be flowy, or you know, big and flowy, but because I went down a size, it might not. But it's still really pretty. And I'm gonna make this one long, I think. And I think I'm gonna do 3/4 sleeves, but I think I'm gonna make it even longer, 3/4 sleeves. And then look at this. There's my teapot from Sam's Tiny Trinkets. Isn't that pretty? My homestead shawl, the second. I got pretty far on this one. And look, I finally ordered the piggy charm from Sam's Tiny Trinkets. He's so cute. Mine came a little tall and skinny. And his little wiggly tail is so cute. So the first one I just did 1 skein. This one I'm doing 2 skeins. So I wanted it a little bigger. So let me see, I'm doing 5 increase repeats. Right now this is up to 4 increases. So I'm gonna do 1 more increase and then start decreasing. And it's taking 2 skeins of yarn. And the yarn is from Woolen Women Fibers in their Potbelly colorway, and it's their linen base. So it has this really like soft rustic look, and it's beautiful when it blocks out. And if you want to see one blocked out, it's a smaller version. You can check out the video that I'll link up here. But let's see. The pattern is the Tumbling Waves Shawl by Michelle Krause. And then, of course, the yarn Woolen Women Fibers in Potbelly. And then the charm is Sam's Tiny Trinkets. But I really love the lace. So yeah, there's that. Chugging right along. Okay, this is my Tanae KC bag. Tanae KC, I'm sorry if I butcher your name. This is so pretty. This is a new work in progress that you have never seen before. This one's called the Capistrano, and it's by Meghan Macko. And the yarn I'm using is by Holly Press Fibers, and it's in her Sheepish Sock base. And the colorway is They All Left the Path. Isn't that a beautiful color? So here's the They All Left the Path colorway. You can't really tell on the screen, but it has some green in it, so there's some variation. So it's a shawl, if you couldn't tell, and it's a lacy one. So it has lace there, and then now I'm working on the big panel of lace. It's really elegant. Oh, and my stitch markers are from Stitching the High Notes, my little bee and honeycomb. Yeah, this is just gonna be beautiful. Okay, next is in my Aggie's bag. Make sure I say that right. Aggie's bags. I bought this from Woolen Women Fibers. So pretty. And inside, I ended up buying some more Potbelly yarn from Woolen Women Fibers, but I bought it in their fingering weight. And look at the difference. I think it's really cool, the difference. It's the same colorway, but this is in the linen and this is in the, I think, 75-25. That's why I love the linen. It gives it like a soft, piggy, hence Potbelly look, but it's very elegant. And then this is the same color, but it's vibrant and fun and happy. So I love the difference, but it's still the same. When you compare it, it's still the same shade. It just takes the dye, the yarn takes the dye differently. So I got that color because I knew on the 75-25 it'd be brighter. So I'm making a Sockhead hat. Yeah, Sockhead slouch hat by Kelly McClure, and I'm doing the child size. And if you look at these little toadstools, these are by Sam's Tiny Trinkets. Aren't they cute? I have 3 of them, but for this project I only needed 2. I'm sure I'll add another one up here to show my progress, but yeah. Oh, I love it so much. For my Hyla sweater, ta-da! See, I did the collar. I just have one more sleeve to go. This is the second sweater I ever cast on, and it'll be the second sweater that I finished. This is the third sweater I've ever cast on, and this is the first sweater I finished. My poor Soldotna crop is in timeout for a little bit. But I'll go put this on so you can see what it looks like on. Okay, here it is. This was an interesting construction because you didn't have to cast on any arm stitches. You just kind of left this part open and had to sew it together, which I think makes it helpful for when you lift your arm. See how the Material Girl sweater, when you lifted your arm, I can't see my face. The Material Girl sweater, when you lifted your arm, the whole sweater would kind of go whoop. But this actually stays in place. And I think it's because of, 1, it's not too tight, and 2, because of how the seam is underneath. So I actually really like the sewing the bottom together as opposed to casting on the under part. I didn't think I would feel that way, but this is, yeah, I like this a lot better. And then I made it long enough. I think it'll stretch a little, not a ton though, because it's wool. This is the Knit Picks City Tweed, I believe. Oh, I didn't put any information on it. I'll have to link that below. But yeah, I think this is the City Tweed, and it's in a plum color. Plum colorway. And the back, it doesn't really taper. It just goes straight across. But it's a very, very warm sweater. But if I want to, I can, it goes up high, or I can have it be low. Yeah, anyways, so that's it. And I just got to finish the other sleeve. Then I'm done. Sweater number 2 finished. Okay, so I'm going to do a little plug. It being summer, which is picnic season, I did this pattern a long time ago. It's called the Picnic Ant, and you might have seen it in my other podcasts in the back, but it's actually not knit, it's crochet. It's this little picnic ant, and it's a pattern that I designed. You can find it on my Etsy shop for $2 or $3, I forget, but it's just this little picnic ant. Isn't he cute? His little ears. These are pipe cleaners. So yeah, if you like him, go check him out. Okay, little fella, there you go. Okay, well that's everything. Thank you for watching The Vintage Dreamer. I really am thankful for those who tune in and make comments and like my videos. It really means a lot to me. It's encouraging to me. For some reason, I don't know, my video views have gone down, and I don't know why that is. If I'm not tagging my videos well enough, or maybe I'm just annoying to watch. I don't know. Either way, those of you who watch and who like and who are subscribed and who comment, it really means a lot, and I thank you so much. And if you like this episode, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.